In today's video, I want to talk about one small detail that completely changed how I crochet. Now, I mentioned this idea fairly often in other videos, but I realized it really deserved a video of its own because once I learned this, I really never looked back. Now, bear in mind, I've been crocheting for over 30 years, but it wasn't until a few years ago that I learned this. I was taking an online class to learn how to make this beautiful wildflowers blanket. And what's funny is I didn't learn this from the teacher. It actually came from a comment. Another student mentioned it. Suddenly I could see my stitches instead of guessing where they were. And once that happened, counting stitches, keeping my edges straight, and feeling confident in my work became so much easier. So have you guessed what it is yet? Well, I like to call it watching your P's and Q's. A lot of stitch count issues don't actually come from the math, but more about knowing exactly where the top of your stitch is. And like I said, I've been crocheting for a very long time, so you would think that would be a no-brainer for me, but there were many times where I just couldn't figure out why my stitches were off. When you look at the top of a crochet stitch, and this can be any kind of stitch, the top of it will lean slightly to the right if you're right-handed, or left if you're left-handed. For example, here's the post of a double crochet, and here's the top of it. And if you're left-handed, you're looking for the letter Q. One important note here is I'm talking about when you're looking at the front of your work. Your stitches do look slightly different on the back, right? So the shape of the top of the stitch is going to be slightly different. Basically, it's going to be in the reverse. So here, as a right-hander, on the front of my work, I see the letter P. Flip it over. When I'm on the back side of my work or seeing the back of the stitch, I'm going to see the letter Q. There are many times where this has helped me, mainly at the beginning and end of rows. When I say the beginning or end of rows, I mean something like this. Let's say you do a chain 2, turn, and then do a double crochet into the first stitch. Using a stitch marker here is always really useful, but also just being able to recognize the stitch versus the chain. Look for the letter P. There's the top of my stitch. And these are just chains. And then on the reverse side, when you're coming back, the letter P is in reverse. So I can see here that I have the letter Q with all the chains on the side. So even without using a stitch marker, I can clearly see where the top of that final stitch is. Another place that I find it really helpful is when I'm working something in the round, starting in the center and working out. Here, for example, here are 3 double crochets, but look how the stitches hide the top of this first stitch. Something like a solid granny square would always trip me up. I would lose a stitch and I couldn't figure out why. What I didn't notice is I was skipping right over the top of the stitch because it was hidden by the new stitches. Corners in general can be pretty tricky, and so again, once I really understood where the top of this stitch was, then that really helped me figuring out where the chain is, because sometimes it's really hard to see where the chain is compared to the top of a stitch. You may be watching this and think, oh, that's all right, that's pretty cool, but I thought it was going to be something bigger and better. For me, this was a big aha moment, but maybe for you it was something else, and if so, I would love to hear about it. Now, if you like videos like this, I do have one that I think you'll enjoy. It is about counting stitches. I call it Sneaky Stitches, so hopefully you'll see something in there that helps you out too. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, a like is always appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.